Hello, my name is Lena Faulkner, and this is my Week 7 discussion board. Here is a quick overview of what I will be discussing. So, the journal article that I chose discusses the effectiveness of Australia's dispute resolution system, specifically in comparison to the multitude of ADR methods used by the United States. The author explains how, due to their government structure, development over the decades, unions, and with the dynamics between the employee and employer, Australia's dispute resolution framework just continues to get stronger. And the department used to be called Work Choice, but it changed to Fair Work Australia after the Fair Work Act of 2009. And they focus on conciliation, mediation, conferencing, assisted resolution, and arbitration. So the video that I chose was short and sweet, but very helpful. It's by a professor at Western, and she gives 3 tips for conflict management. So tip 1, think about where the other person is. She says use empathy and confirm that you understood what the other person is saying, and this is going to make them calmer and easier to deal with. Tip 2, speak only what you know to be true. So use I statements and say what is important to you rather than, the fact of the matter is, or the right thing to do is. These type of comments are only going to aggravate the other person because they don't see the situation the same way that you do. And she gives a good example as saying, state instead what you would prefer. This way you can say it in a strong, confident manner because you're stating, what you would prefer. And it's not necessarily implying that the other person is wrong just because they prefer something different. So then tip 3, she says, say what you need, not what is right. So stay away from saying why you're right because it's persuasive and it implies that the other person is then wrong. And that's going to lead to a negative response from the other party. So instead, say why you care, and then this will open the door for problem solving and finding a solution that meets the needs of both parties. This approach shifts the focus from both parties being to where both parties are against the problem and not against each other. And then you're going to have a more positive outcome at the end. So the first video that I found discusses the first website that I found discusses how to resolve workplace conflict. It's pretty helpful, and it starts off by explaining why you need to resolve workplace conflict, and that even though, it's human nature to ignore a problem, eventually it's going to get worse. The problem's not going to go away. So the author gives 10 steps for resolving conflicts, and I just listed them here because I don't have time to read them all, but they're really good suggestions, so I did want to list them for you guys. The author also discusses scenarios of when HR needs to get involved. So they give examples of if someone is threatening to quit over the problem or if communication is starting to get disrespectful. She also explains that parties should seek out help from a mediator, arbitrator, or even an attorney if the conflict is regarding any legal issues like discrimination or sexual harassment, or if the matter is reoccurring. So the second website that I chose was the U.S. Department of Interior, which is the Office of Collaborative Action and Dispute Resolution. Their website is super helpful for public employees. It lists most of their methods for problem-solving options, and they have an informational video that explains the role of the ombudsperson. And they have training that details just 11 different types of trainings you can request to attend. They're in detail as far as like who teaches them, where are they at, are they in person, are they online, are they free. If they cost, you do have to call for pricing, so they don't list the prices. But the bottom of the training page also has helpful links that are go to other resources. And there you can find free online trainings that they just discuss different things, cultural awareness, diversity, building internal support, things like that. So for my case scenario, I chose a workplace setting, basically bullying in the workplace. So in this example, a group of public employees all working at City Hall, and there's a new employee, and so one employee has taken it upon, herself. She's been there the longest, and she's taken it upon herself to offer correction each time the new employee makes a mistake. So, because of the fact that the correction is public and taking place in front of the peers, the gentleman feels that it's bullying. And since he's new to the office and this is the first offense, I think, first he can try to speak with her and explain his dislikes of her correcting him in front of the others. But if she continues, I think he could take the matter to HR. They can both talk and explain their sides and express their concerns, and then brainstorm on ways to resolve the matter, hopefully prevent the matter from happening again. If need be, the individual that's trying to offer that correction, she could also go through some retraining if necessary. So here are my references. I listed them in order of my slides. I'm so sorry. I listed them in order of my slides, and that is my presentation for this week. So thank you very much. I apologize for the coughing. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Bye.